tower lifted up so tall, and yet the shadow seems to be so strong, and the masses stare at it in awe, and they wonder, what if it should fall? It is written, already done. We'll burn the city, waste the kingdom. We'll feed the tower to the fire. When our king shall return, and he'll return soon. Return soon, like I said he would now, like he said he would.
Thank you for joining this podcast. This is an extra special podcast. Really great guy is coming on, and I'm glad to have him on. It's been a rough few weeks for the country, and in particular for the leader of the country, our president, Donald Trump. And we've seen attacks on him through what I like to call the mockingbird media, and we've seen attacks on his supporters. We've seen attacks on everything. The First Lady, on what she's wearing. So, today I want to give the president the exact amount of love that he needs to push through this latest wave of hate. And how do you ask? Well, by dumping them Trump haters. And when it comes to that, none are more versed than the man behind the very website, dumpthemtrumphaters.com, Mr. zack-mount. Zach, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Sean, for actually inviting me to be on this podcast today. I greatly appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. I like what you've done. Steve Quayle, I love, I catch him on Coast to Coast from time to time, and just Hagman Report, this and that. But Steve Quayle said something really provocative one time. He said, "Rebuke first and ask questions later," and that's kind of what you're doing. You're moving away from the negativity, and you're focused on, the Make America Great Again aspect of the president's, his mission, his agenda. And, just, tell me a little bit about what spurred you into it to say, hey, I'm going to dump them Trump haters.
Well, it's just, I'm an info warrior, out of Tennessee, and I've just really been, following, Mr. Jones and his crew, his InfoWars crew, for a long time now. And man, when I started hearing, Donald Trump was going to do this, I kind of took it as a joke, but then everybody started getting really serious about it. And then I started looking into him, and I was like, man, he just might be the right, person to sit in that office and straighten everybody out.
Right.
So, when that started going, I thought everybody was on the same page with me. Like, yeah, don't we not want Hillary Clinton in there? Hillary Clinton? So, I was just, amazed and appalled that, this many other people started coming out of the woodwork and out of the crevices of the ground saying, no, we don't want him. We hate him. We hate Trump. Like, good God, this man's had such an awesome life and done so many good things in his life. I just couldn't believe how many Trump haters came out of nowhere. That he last 8 months to six, or the last 6 months, especially.
I just had to
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I had to just go ahead and start writing down some lyrics. I was thinking,
Right.
man, this is music really touches everybody a whole lot. So I was like, man, I need to write down some words or some lyrics and make my own music, and maybe we can combine forces and get a whole lot more people together by making a song or something. So somehow or another, I came up with "Dump Them Trump Haters. All they are is fakers," you know, and it just started going from there. So.
And they are. You know, you were talking about just everybody coming out of the woodwork, and I kind of did you see the movie World War Z?
I've seen clips of it, but go ahead.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I call it World War T because you know they have, man, they have, you know, they literally out from under rocks. To
where
borrow
have they been all these last 8 years? You know, why weren't they on my team when I was really hating on Obama, or the 8 years before that with Bush, etc.?
They're vicious, man. They are absolutely vicious. I mean, and it started when the man first, you know, when it started, you know, when he first came out and he said, "Look, you know, I'm going to run," when he announced, just. You could see. I mean, I never really had an opinion of Donald Trump. He was a.
Me neither.
You know, but
I he had a TV show. You know, that's all I really knew.
At that point, I was a Rand man. Okay, and then the Mockingbird media stepped in, and what they did. My first experience was that, you know, the way that they spun it. He was talking about when he first started talking about immigration. And the way the media spun it, well, he was going to ban Muslims. And, you know, the way they spun it as a Christian, how I saw that was, I thought, well, you know, if that can happen to one religion, then how far behind is my religion? So,
right.
And it spurred me. It scared me. And again, all I knew of Donald Trump was, "You're fired." You know, at that point, I didn't understand the art of the deal. So, you know, but where I work, I sell cars as well, and I'm a technology expert for dealership. But you know, some of the guys around there, man, he was viral, and just his message started spreading. And so, I approached it with an open mind, but man, the Mockingbird media from that point of, you know, the whole, for me, the whole Muslim ban. And then when I actually, with an open mind, listened to the man, then I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. I overreacted. I was fed the wrong information, and I acted without, you know, vetting that. And so, and so that left a bad taste. You know, I knew that the media, you know, I knew that the media throws things out there, but they just, from that point, for me, they ramped up to the point where it is literally crazy town now. And
oh, absolutely. It seems like these political cartoons, they're actually almost getting it right better than anybody. You know, I've been seeing some of those here lately, and those just look like they're actually telling more truth than anything, and they're making fun of the mainstream media most of the time because they are literally reading anything that is across that teleprompter.
Well, and
very scary. Yeah,
it is, and you know, some of the, I guess here in West Virginia, I think he pulled about 68% of the vote here in West Virginia, and the man literally, I mean, the wind just has not stopped. It hasn't stopped. He literally
That's what he said.
He literally flipped West Virginia red. You know, it was amazing. You know, he has just really impressed me. You know, from going from a reality star, you know, reality star and business mogul to, you know, to a presidential. He's really transitioned well in my opinion. I know that there's this and that you see, and there have been a few things that, you know, but all in all, man, I can't hate on the man. I really can't. You know.
Exactly. I like how you said you were a Rand man, and I remember that. It seems like so long ago. Yeah, Rand Paul, that's who I was going for. Oh my God. Forget all the other people, you know, like I really wanted Ron Paul, and then Rand Paul, and then when they had to go again, it was like 17 of them standing up on stage. I was just like, man, let's hear everybody speak instead of just what all the, like you say, the Mockingbird media was saying. let's hear what everybody has to say. Are these lines that they've memorized, or is it speaking from their heart?
Right.
And it seems as though he speaks off the top of his head on a whim. He can say it from his heart, and he does truly mean what he's saying and stuff. And we're like 8 months down the line now, so
Right.
What have we seen? We've seen him knock out the goals that he said he was. At TPP, back to that InfoWars, David Knight, I really like listening to him. He's got that new show on in the morning, Real News with David Knight, and he's always spitting those facts and stuff, and he was going on and on about that TPP, and that was really getting me worried as well. And then by the time Trump said, I promise, I will get this done, and I'm just like, I've heard that one before, you know.
Yeah.
And day one, that first Monday, he canceled it. I was just like, no way. I thought they were going to assassinate him the next day, because how many pages that was. It's like 5,000 pages or more in that transcript on TPP, and I was really worried if we were about to start going down that route right there. And he canceled it, and it's just like, that's amazing. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, we can't hate on him because I almost want to make a list. The list is so long. I'm waiting for somebody in the InfoWars crew to actually write down the list of what all he's accomplished, but it'd take 10 pages.
Yeah, rolling back regulations, congressional review, absolutely, that's a win. Stock market, record stock markets.
Continuous.
Jobs increasing, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a testimony. Being from West Virginia, we're not high on the totem pole in much. It is an awesome place to be. It's an awesome place to live. But, we're not very high on the totem pole in much. And the war on coal, I literally, in my profession, saw the wives of coal miners who were making $30, $40 an hour, plus. And, it was dangerous, but they put it on the line, and, they choked those people out. It was just, you could see, it was like a dark cloud descending over West Virginia for the past 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just continued.
I remember that, yeah.
And so he comes in and, he turns it back on. I had people, attorneys, business professionals laugh and say, oh, coal, coal in there. And of course, the industry's going to change. Every industry's changing. My industry's changing. But
absolutely, yes.
But we've got a businessman in there that is making it happen again. And, I can't thank him enough for that. But,
and on that note right there, on that Tennessee, we've actually, I think it was last week or the week before, that I'm representing Tennessee over here. I'm in a small town, Paris, Tennessee, in West Tennessee over here. And on the news the last week or the week before, they're really saying that the unemployment rate in Tennessee is the lowest it's ever been.
Right.
Since we've been a state and been recording it, it's the lowest it's ever been. That's how many jobs he's getting, everybody. I don't know all the other states, but we have gotten some jobs here, and there's not enough people to fill them now.
Right.
Because my generation, when we were talking about these people coming out of the crevices, I'm ashamed that it's my generation. I'm a millennium. I was born in the late 80s. And it's just like my people don't want to work. They're not motivated to do the job. They just want it the money handed to them or something. Yeah. It's just like you need work ethic and stuff. So there's so many jobs out there. Fill them.
It's a domino too, because I think that deficiency comes from that, the destruction of the family, the family.
Exactly.
Unit. And it's all a very intricate evil plan. I honestly in my heart believe that the man, sees that and
yeah, he sees it, feels it, all that stuff. You can see it when he talks and does the speeches.
Oh yeah. The Red Blood of Patriots speech, I think, is one of the greatest, speeches. Because it you could tell that he meant it, and it